Now, in order for me to open up another person's shared folder or calendar, I'm going to overemphasize this, but you need to make sure that your company or organization is set up and connected to a Microsoft Exchange server, because if not, you won't be able to share your folders. Assuming that you are set up, let's go ahead and open up another user's calendar. Now, there's one of two ways you can do it. First, I'm going to show you the easy way, that is, if my IT person has it set up for me. But if not, it only takes a few extra clicks to do it the long way. First of all, the easy way. I'm going to come over here in the calendar folder, and then up here in the navigation pane, click on the link Open Shared Calendar. When you click on it, it's going to ask who. Well, you can either type in the person's name or click on the name button. I'm going to come up here and double click on Carrie and click OK. And it opens up her calendar next to mine. Mine gets crunched over just a bit, and we're in the month view. Up at the top, it's got my generic calendar name, that's mine, and then it has the name of hers. Of course, I can open up more calendars if I choose to do so, and they would have different colors, of course. Back down in the calendar view, today's date is highlighted in orange, the 21st, for both calendars. Now, if I want to be able to compare schedules, and I'm hovering over this appointment and then going back to hers, back and forth, that can be really annoying. What you can do instead is you can do what's called a calendar overlay. In other words, I can overlay Carrie's calendar on top of mine. For example, to do that, you can either right-click on one of the tabs and select View in Overlay Mode, or on Carrie's calendar, click on that little arrow button and it's going to overlay her calendar on top of mine. And that's pretty cool because if I look in the month view, I can see that anything that's faded is going to be my calendar. In other words, the calendar that's underneath hers. Anything that's in bold is the calendar on top. Well, the month view doesn't really do it justice here. I mean, I can click the drop-down arrow and it automatically takes me to the day view, or, from month, click on day. This makes it much clearer here. Let me scroll up just a bit. Again, because her calendar is on top, any appointment that she has is going to be bold here. Any appointment that I have is faded. Now if I click on my tab here, then I've changed the overlay. Now my calendar is on top and all my appointments are in bold and hers are faded to the background in a light green. Now as a side note, remember how we covered in one training video about making your appointments private? Well, this appointment's private for Carrie. All I can find out is the time. She's going to be busy from 10 to 11. If I try to double click to open it up, again it's private, I have no access to it. So I can't find out the details. Then I can go ahead and if I want to schedule an appointment with Carrie here, I'm looking, again because this is an overlay mode, that her faded appointments, she has one that goes from 12:30 on, and my last appointment finishes at 11:30, so I might be able to squeeze something in between from 11:30 to 12:30. So this will help me big time when I want to schedule a meeting with her or open up additional calendars with other people. Just try to find in overlay mode a time where everybody's free. And then down at the bottom there's the task. Hover over it, double click on it to open it up. That one's not private. Carrie owns that task. I'm going to go ahead and close out. And then if you need to bounce around in overlay mode, going to a different date, just come up here in the Date Navigator view and click on another date. Takes you there, and if there's any appointments there, they'll certainly be displayed. I'm going to go back to today's date, or you can come up here on the toolbar and click on Go to Today. And then when I'm finished, if I want to go back to side-by-side mode, all I have to do is go ahead and right-click on one of the tabs and click on View Side-by-Side. And then if I'm completely finished viewing Carrie's calendar here, just come over here in the task pane and uncheck it. And then if I want to later look at it again, go ahead and check it and it pops back up. And then I'll uncheck it here. And then if you really don't want it here, you can always right-click and delete it. Of course, you can open it back up again. That's up to you. Okay, let me show you the long way. Now if it's not set up for you to go ahead and right click and go down to change sharing permissions and the person here doesn't have a default reviewer level, in other words I can't access Carrie's calendar, the other thing I can do, let me click cancel. First of all, before I do that, note that there's only two here. Let me click cancel. I can go ahead and say share my calendar. Click on that link and you get two options. The default is checked, that it assumes Outlook that you want to allow the recipient that you're requesting to share their calendar to be able to look at yours. So that's why it's checked. To request permission to view their calendar, go ahead and check it. And then come up here, either type in the person's name or click on the To button. I'm going to go ahead and double click on Carrie and then click OK. Now I have a question. What permission level am I allowing Carrie to view my calendar, and what permission level will she give me? By default, it's going to be reviewer only. So if I go ahead and click send, in fact it'll tell me, it'll prompt me, it'll say you're going to share this calendar with Carrie, and the permission level that we're going to set at is probably the safest level, read only, where they can't make any changes. Am I good with that? I'll say yes. And then off it goes. My calendar has been shared. Well, how do I know? Let me click OK. I can come over here and right-click on the calendar and go down to Change Sharing Permissions. Remember that the two defaults were default and anonymous. When I go ahead and I request to share my calendar with Carrie and check the box and allow her access to view mine, it's set it up here for me. But again, at the base level as a reviewer, a read-only. Okay, let me go ahead and click OK. Then all Carrie has to do is once she gets that request is double-click and open it up. It's like a task or a scheduled meeting request, where instead of accepting or rejecting, this one's clicking on the Allow button or Deny. Let's go ahead and have her click on Allow. Okay, now let me show you what it looks like when somebody requests to view our calendar. And here comes the request from Carrie. Let me click on it to open it up. Of course, you can go to your inbox. It'll be sitting there if you don't catch it there. Let me maximize it, and this is what it looks like. She's requested permission to view your calendar. You can either allow or deny the permission by clicking the buttons above. So I'll go ahead and click Allow. Now, my question is, when I click Allow, what type of permission is she going to have with my calendar? Again, Outlook's default safety level or permission level is going to be read-only or called reviewer. So when I click Allow, it says, do you want to give her the permission review only or as the reader? I'll go ahead and say yes. It prompts me, it lets me know that my calendar is being shared, and then click OK. And then I can just go ahead and delete this to the trash can. So there's the one of two ways you can go ahead and view somebody else's calendar. Just keep in mind that when you want to stop sharing your calendar with somebody else, come up here and right-click on your calendar and go down to Change Sharing Permissions. Select the person or the default reviewer, change your permission level, then click OK when you're finished. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.